Eleanor had always found a strange comfort in the morning ritual. The scrape of the blade against her skin, the cool lather of the shaving cream, it was a routine she'd picked up from him. From Arthur. He'd taught her, years ago, on a whim. "For when you get tired of my scratchy beard," he'd joked, his hands guiding hers as they stood before this very mirror. Now, 6 months after he was gone, the ritual was less about comfort and more about connection. It was a tangible piece of him she could hold on to. The bathroom was quiet, save for the gentle asterisk of the razor gliding over her jawline. She rinsed the blade under the tap, the water tracing patterns in the sink. Just like the memories tracing patterns in her mind, she leaned closer to the mirror, wiping away a stray bit of cream from her chin. And that's when it happened. Her reflection, her own familiar face, looking back, was different. The eyes weren't quite hers. They held a familiar twinkle, a spark of mischief she hadn't seen in half a year. And then, as she stared, frozen, her reflection, his asterisk reflection, superimposed over her own winked. A slow, deliberate wink. The one he always gave her when he had a secret, when he knew he was about to make her laugh. Eleanor stumbled back, her heart hammering against her ribs like a trapped bird. She gripped the edge of the sink, knuckles white, her breath catching in her throat. Was she losing her mind? Was grief finally playing its cruelest trick? She forced herself to look again. It was just her, Eleanor, tired, grieving Eleanor, with shaving cream on her face and shadows under her eyes. There was no one else there, just her own reflection, mimicking her every panicked breath. She splashed cold water on her face, the shock of it a welcome anchor to reality. It had to be a hallucination, a trick of the light, a figment of a lonely imagination. She took a deep, shuddering breath and tried to dismiss it, her rational mind wrestling with the impossible image burned into her memory. But the next morning, it happened again. Same time, same mirror. As she finished the last stroke of the razor, his face flickered over hers, and that same roguish wink appeared. This time, it wasn't frightening. A strange sense of calm washed over her. It wasn't a ghost, not in the scary sense. It felt like a message, a hello from across the void. Day after day, the ritual continued. She'd shave, and he'd appear. Sometimes it was the wink. Other times, a faint smile would play on the lips of her reflection. Once, she thought she saw him mouth the words, "You missed a spot." A tear rolled down her cheek then, but it was followed by a laugh. The first genuine laugh she'd had in months. The mirror became her sanctuary. It wasn't a haunting, it was a conversation. She started talking to him, her voice soft in the quiet bathroom. She told him about her day, about the leaky faucet he would have known how to fix, about the neighbor's cat that kept visiting the garden, and in the flicker of his smile, in the warmth of his wink, she found her answers. She was still grieving, of course. The ache of his absence was a constant companion, but it was no longer a crushing weight. The mirror didn't bring him back, not really, but it reflected something she thought she'd lost forever. The love that still connected them, and in that reflection, Eleanor found the strength to not just get through the day, but to start living it again, knowing she wasn't entirely alone. She'd look in the mirror, see her own eyes, and somewhere, deep within them, she'd see his twinkle, too, and she would smile. Thanks for watching our story unfold. If you enjoyed it, please give us a like and consider subscribing for more Tales from the Heart. We'll see you in the next one.